My name is Julia and I am a mother of two, about to be three. And I'm going to take you through what I personally am going to be packing in my hospital bag. A lot of hospitals will provide you with many things that you will need in those first initial days while you're in the hospital. For example, diapers, wipes, cream, things like that for the baby, as well as sanitary pads, like the maternity pads, disposable underwear, things like that for mum. The best thing you can do is find out what they provide, if it's chargeable, and you can basically ask what they will give you while you're there. So the first thing that I always buy for myself when I'm packing my hospital bag is a really nice pair of pajamas. After you've had your baby, you go back to the ward and you will have a shower and you'll feel a lot better, and you'll basically want to put on something really nice, comfortable, and that you feel good in. That's for me the number one thing. So this time I have bought myself a pair of really lovely pajamas. I'm going with blue because I'm having a boy. I've got two girls already. And I always make sure they're buttoned down from the front, because if you're going to be breastfeeding, you want to be able to open and close really easily. You don't want to have to take off like a t-shirt or anything like that. So they're super soft, and I buy them in quite a big size, so they're really comfortable, and they are what I'm taking with me. The other things that you're going to want to obviously pack are things like underwear, maternity nursing bra, or I personally use like a really soft sleep bra. I don't necessarily like the maternity bras with the hooks. Some people like them, I don't. You can either use those or that. I would suggest taking both types to see what you like, especially if this is your first baby. You can buy multi-packs of underwear. I would suggest buying quite a big size, because you are going to have the maternity sanitary pad in them afterwards, so you need sort of like extra space for those because they're quite big. Then also you might want to pack a robe if you like to wear a robe. Hospitals can be quite cold, so I always pack socks, and I have bought myself a really nice pair of slippers. I'm all about making yourself feel really good after you've delivered your baby. So for me, slippers and pajamas is like, you feel good once you're in them. You feel like, comfortable. One thing I made a huge failure on with my first baby is I didn't know that there wouldn't be a hairdryer in the hospital. So check with your hospital to see if there is a hairdryer, and if they don't have a hairdryer and you are somebody that wants to wash your hair like I am and dry it, then take a hairdryer. So the last thing that I always take with me, and I discovered luckily in my first pregnancy, are these leggings. They are called the Belly Bandit Mother Tucker leggings. Basically, that once you put them on, they just pull and sort of push everything in. I can't really describe it, but after you've had a baby, if you have a vaginal birth, you wouldn't use these after a C-section because of your incision. They just make you feel sort of put together. You're probably not going to wear them the first day after you've had your baby, but the second day and maybe the day that you go home from the hospital, if you can get yourself in a pair of these, you will thank me later. That's all I have to say. I have this time also got this pair, and basically they are similar, but they're a short. They don't feel as tight, but I think they're still going to be quite good, and because they're short, they're a bit more versatile. So those are the things that I'm packing for myself. Ready to go. Before we move on to things that you're going to want to pack for your baby, there's one thing that you will need to take to the hospital with you if you are planning to do it, and that is the kit that you need for collecting your baby's cord blood. This is a personal preference. We are personally doing it this time, so everything you need to take with you is in this box, and you must take that with you at the time of your delivery. It's super important. So moving on to things for your baby, you're going to want to take with you one nice blanket. I'm quite sentimental about things, so each of my children have one blanket that they've had. Then take with you 3 or 4 muslins. These basically you can use for swaddling, for putting on yourself like when you're birthing the baby, things like that. They're super versatile and really good to take with you. Then in terms of the clothing for your baby, you're going to want to take with you probably 4 or 5 sets at most. So as I said before, hospitals can sometimes be quite cold, so you want to make sure that you have enough layers for your baby. Basically, I always take with me one little, like a vest that goes underneath the main sleep suit. So you have the little vest that goes under. I take 3 or 4 of those. Then you have the actual onesie. Now, a really important thing is to try to get onesies that have this. That means it goes over the baby's hand. It just folds over. It's really easy. That way you don't have to necessarily have little mittens. But if you do have some sleep suits that don't have this, then you will want to take mittens, because the baby's nails can be quite sharp. They end up scratching themselves, things like this. It just makes it much easier if you can do this. And then take with you two is enough. You can take with you 2 hats for the baby as well. Another thing you might want to take with you is like a going home outfit or something special like that. For me, I will be taking like a little cardigan for the baby to go home in. The hospital often provides you with things like diapers and wipes and diaper cream and things like this. But if you do have your own preferences of brand, or you just prefer to have it with you, then by all means do pack it. So you can pack with you some diapers, some wipes, and your choice of some kind of diaper cream, depending on what you have decided to use for this. So if you're hoping to breastfeed, there is a few things you can take with you to the hospital which you may need. They're not necessarily essential, but they're nice to have and nice to take with you. So the first thing that I've actually only discovered this time is colostrum collectors. You can actually start collecting this from about 37 weeks. Other things I will be taking with me will be the Haka breast pump, which you can use while you're feeding on the other side to collect the letdown. It's super easy, super portable, doesn't take space, and again, it has really good reviews from mums that are using it, and I'm looking forward to using that one. My advice to you as a first-time mum, or even a second-time mum, if you didn't have a good experience the first time, ask for help. The hospital has midwives through experience. They often have a lactation consultant, and if you get home and you start to have problems with breastfeeding or anything to do with this, just reach out for help. It is absolutely, you are not alone in this, and just ask for help. The last thing that you're gonna want to prepare for your hospital bag, and I would generally suggest that you outsource this to your husband with supervision. So the first and most important would be the paperwork that you need to register your birth. Now these include your marriage certificate, which needs to be attested here in the UAE. That includes things like Emirates ID, it includes, general paperwork, general documents that you would need to do anything official in the UAE. There's actually one more thing that is absolutely essential that you take to the hospital with you, and that is a car seat. You have to have a car seat to be able to take home your baby. Hospitals now generally are checking to make sure that you are putting your baby in a car seat before you take them home. It is absolutely paramount to have a correct car seat and it be fitted in your car correctly to make sure that your baby's safe for the drive home and whenever you take her in the car. So make sure you do that. I hope this has been helpful. If you do have any questions, by all means, drop them in the comments below and we will be more than happy to answer them.